Hi guys, so a couple weeks ago I made a video about Chris Gage and how she uses certain writing techniques to get more fans, followers, views, etc., to her Medium posts, and I wanted to follow that up with yet another video like that because I got a lot of great feedback from you all. Immediately, I put up a tweet about this a couple weeks ago and I asked you guys like who would you want to see next? And I think I said something about Jessica Wildfire in there, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do Jessica next. And today I wanted to actually follow through and make that video because Jessica, I say this very genuinely, Jessica is my favorite Medium writer. Like when you click in and you actually read what she has to say, it's incredibly entertaining. And I think she's probably the most entertaining writer on Medium, and that's why she's my favorite, because I could click into any post that she wrote and just read the entire thing pretty easily. As always, guys, I just took her top 10 articles on Medium, I dissected them, I wrote down their headlines, I read them, I tried to figure out what the heck she was doing and all that sort of stuff. So for a quick refresher on Jessica Wildfire, she has 16.1 thousand Medium followers as of this moment, and she's a top writer in 11 different categories, including humor, relationships, politics, and tons of other ones as well. So first of all, I'm gonna dissect her headlines. So from a word count standpoint, she averages about 6 to 7 words on all of her headlines. Here's a couple different phrases that kept coming up in her headlines that I think you might be able to use in yours. So one is dangerous. She used that in her most viewed article ever, The Dangerous Myth of Passion. Now there's other things happening in that headline that I'm going to dissect in a second, but dangerous is a pretty cool word. I think that it evokes a certain level of interest, to say the least, and I think that that's a good word for you to use as well. Another one is you don't have to. She used this phrase in the headline, you don't have to love your family. Now, that's like a kick in the groin to hear that, first and foremost. And there's another reason why the headline does so well. Whenever we kind of get taken back by a drastic shift in our worldview, such as, you don't have to love your family, I mean, that sort of hits us hard. Another one is doesn't matter that much. She used this in the headline, your wedding doesn't matter that much. Now, you could make a headline like this of your own if you just sort of said blank doesn't matter that much, football doesn't matter that much, filmmaking doesn't matter that much, writing on Medium doesn't matter that much. You see how much you see how that's sort of I said it, mic drop moment. And Jessica is so good at making those sort of mic drop moments in her headlines. You can use that sort of template that I just gave you to write some headlines of your own. Now let's zoom out and look at what Jessica's actually doing with her headlines. She is, like I just said, sort of having these mic drop moments. It's not so much what the headline is actually saying, it's more so what the article is about. And then she's just writing a headline that's telling you exactly what the article is about, but it's so interesting. The subject matter is so interesting that it gets you to click. One, it's okay if you don't love your family. What? No, we should love our family, right? That's what we're always taught. But Jessica says, nope, you don't have to. And again, it's not so much I'm gonna write an article and then try to spin it so that it's interesting. It's more so I'm gonna write about a topic that or an idea that drastically goes against what many people think. And then I'm just going to say in the headline exactly what the article is about, and then people will click because it's the idea, it's that kernel that gets people to want to read that. And then another one, your wedding doesn't matter that much. What? Are you kidding me? There's so many little girls that grow up and all they dream about is their wedding day and they want it to be perfect and etc. But Jessica says, nope, doesn't matter that much. You have to make sure that idea is good, that it's actually saying something different from what most other people are saying right this second. And when you can find those little kernels, you're gonna do so well as a writer. So how do you sort of get these ideas to bubble to the surface for yourself? Obviously, Jessica's so amazing at this. How do you do that? One little exercise that I just came up with was ask yourself or say to yourself, you know what, blank. You know what, I don't like plants that much. You know what? Vietnam sucks. Vietnam has been fantastic, by the way. I'm just trying to give you an idea. you know what? You don't have to vote for Donald Trump, etc., etc., etc. And I'm not trying to make any political statements. I'm just trying to show you a couple headline ideas that, you know, might be pretty crazy and pretty cool to get into. So just start to ask yourself that. And even if you ask yourself that like 20 times, just go through that exercise. Ask yourself, you know what? Bam, write something. If it sucks, whatever. You know what? My phone is awesome. Okay, that sucks. Let me write another one. You know what? Go through it about 20 times. I guarantee you'll probably have at least one headline or one article idea to write about that people will be interested in. From a broad standpoint, I don't know what Jessica's gonna say. Like, that's why I love her articles so much, because she writes about sex. Like, she writes about love. She writes about not having to love your family. She writes about things that just fly in the face of what many people believe these days. And because of that, I want to read her stuff. And then when you read it, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna agree with this in a million years. But then when you read it, you're like, oh, she actually is well-spoken. She has a point, and it's actually really, really fun. She's making me laugh. Okay, now let's zoom in on the techniques that she uses. One thing that she's really mastered is flow. When you read her stuff, it almost seems like it is a stream of consciousness. She is extremely conversational with her style. She's sort of like me, but she takes it 10 times farther, and it's so much better. I don't know whether the next sentence that she writes is going to be 30 words or 1 word. That's something that comes with a ton of practice. Like, you need to sit down, write a lot, get comfortable with yourself as a writer before you start to take chances like that. Because in school, we're always taught, like, you need to, you know, have a theme, and then you need points to back up your point, and then you need to, like, have everything structured super well, and there's lots of rules. But for Jessica, she, just like her name says, she's wild. She is sort of like a fireworks display, or like, it's hard to explain, but she does not live by any rules. She writes what she wants to write. So that's Jessica Wildfire. Again, probably my favorite writer on Medium. I like Chris Gage. I love Tiffany Sun. I love Anthony Moore. I love a lot of other writers. But for some reason, whenever I read Jessica's stuff, I don't know. I just don't know what she's going to say. I end up laughing hysterically, and like, humor is such a important part of enjoying something for me. So Jessica always gets me laughing. I never know what she's going to say, and I just love her writing. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm gonna, you know, do some more Medium writers in the future, and I hope that you join me for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.